Hello, my name is Liga Reimer, and today I want to share with you information about water drinking and why it is so important. Okay, so let's go. Water importance and body cleansing. Wanted to show you a couple of proverbs and couple of quotes. The pure water is the world's finest and foremost medicine. We need to start with it. Not the pharmaceuticals, not even the herbs, which we know about, but pure water has that regenerational and healing effect. Leonardo da Vinci, water is a driving force of all nature. And as a guide, water is life's matter and matrix, matter and medium. There's no life without water. And we know it. Look at our planet. Everything is alive because of water. Our animals, our plants, everything around us. First thing what is needed is not only sunlight, it's a water. And it's our driving force. And today I want to introduce you and talk a little bit about why we drink water in the morning and why on empty stomach, why it is so important. Normally, after night sleep, the body is slightly dehydrated. We also going to do some calculation to understand, because we lose fluids through breathing, through sweating, and also when we wake up in the morning, first thing what do? We go to toilet. We pee, and we lose a good amount of water, urine, upon waking up. It could be 30, 50, and even more milliliters. You need to understand that your kidneys through the night work really, really hard to detoxify your body, to clean out body of the toxins and filtering toxins and all this metabolic waste. And when we pee in the morning, all our part of a fluid goes there. And during the night, what happens with the blood plasma, that volume slightly decreases and makes blood thicker, like a jelly, and it increases in the morning, particularly risk of thrombosis, strokes, especially for people with already chronic stages, chronic illnesses, high blood pressure, insufficient, and people who have this insufficient fluid intake. And I remember one of my customers, she had a problem because she rang me from UK. She lives in UK. And she rang me and says, because in UK you've got these row houses with the stairs going up. And she said, I just one morning fall off the stairs. I get so dizzy in the morning. I'm like saying, how much do you drink through the day water? And do you start morning with the water? Of course, no, we're not taught that way. And she was drinking 1 glass of water just through whole day. Of course, when you wake up in the morning, you're losing more fluid, you sweat, you're dehydrated, your blood is super thick. Blood should be nicely flowing and delivering with erythrocytes oxygen. It's nothing like that happens, and people really struggle with insufficient fluid intake, with chronic illnesses, high blood pressure, and so on, also low blood pressure. Therefore, it's recommended in the morning, start morning with a half a liter, 500 ml or 700 ml of water. Obviously, if you drink a little amount, you drank or you never taught to drink decent amount of water, start with a little and gradually increase about 2-3 glasses. And this will help rehydrate the body, improve the blood quality, wake up your digestive system, activate your metabolism, support your liver and kidney functions, because they've been working really hard. Also, it's important to have warm water. Our body temperature, which are average 36-8 degrees, can be really gentle on digestive tract and absorbs lighter. It gets in, it's already warm, and when it gets through the gut, which gets through the stomach, which is empty, it goes to our guts and absorbs it into the blood system there. So, and this is important, and that's also not the quality, not the quantity, but also quality, which all is mentioned in our PowerShell detox bot and so on about detoxification. Okay, now water and toxin elimination. Water is really, really important when you're going through gut cleansing, anti-parasite, detoxification, colon cleanse, because all our environment, lifestyle, food, not only food, medications, and so on, they contain many industrial processed and toxic ingredients, preservatives, flavorings, and so on, things. And when we're going through cleansing and anti-parasite, it's important to drink sufficient amount of water, because as water is a transport, runs through your body, it goes through the kidneys, and also liver is in this process important as well, and it absorbs the toxic factors, metabolic waste, and through the pee we actually get it out, also through sweating, breathing, and so on. Even these substances is considered safe in small amounts, some of them, okay, which contain our food or pesticides in a fruit and so on. But in a long term, when people ignore the conditions, ignore body science, and ignore all this toxic waste and byproducts, it all start increase and make a huge load on the liver, kidneys, and our health conditions. And water is a main ally. It helps us flush out these substances: urine, sweat, digestive tract, poo, breathing, and so on. That's why sufficient fluid intake is important. And how I normally said, it's I had a couple of customers who had nutrients drinking with coffee, which is absolutely no. You start morning with a water, and water is the main transport. Even the highest quality food and nutrients not going to help you if you haven't got this transport in blood improver and toxic remover working in your body. Water is the main transport. When we talking about water drinking, why normally people talk average about 1.5 liters to drink a day? This number is not magical. This is normally average minimum based everyday fluid losses number. So for example, even when we rest during the day, we can lose about more than 1 liter urine. So we pee regularly. Okay, breathe 30-40 milliliters, sweating through the skin. I'm not talking here about hot environment, like I'm living in Mediterranean with the average 35-40 degrees in the summer. So obviously we sweat more every day. That means I need to drink more water every day, and it's here as well. Also sweating, also breathing. If you got heavy exercise or exercise regimen, you need to drink more. Also poo, 100 and 200 milliliters. So as soon as the people start drinking less, toxic buildup grows more, constipation starts, and lots of health problems. Yeah, constipation is one of the reasons why we have problems with our good health as well. And a total is somewhere 1.5 liters and 2 liters per day. Even if we just got very, how do you say, simple sitting in an office lifestyle. We're not playing sports, we're not sweating excessively, we live somewhere in a colder countries. Imagine if you're exercising, if you actually live in a different hot environment. So how it's related to blood quality and plasma. Human has about 4.5 up to 6 liters of blood, which is up to 60% of plasma. And plasma actually actually when you look under the microscope and look ingredients, it's up to 90% it's a water. So therefore what happens, how we harm ourselves by drinking less water in our body, it directly affects our blood quality and blood plasma. So blood gets thicker. You can see here in a picture, these are erythrocytes and they should be round and healthy. And normally when you look at a dark microscope picture, we normally can see the difference. Whether we can see straight away whether people drink water, whether they don't drink, whether they have quite a lot of aggressive environment going on, whether they have bacteria, fungi, parasites in the blood. You can see that as well. So we actually, by drinking less water, we directly affect ourselves, making blood thicker, What happens if blood is thick? They clutch together in a chains, and that blood we slow circulation. It slows down circulation. It reduces ability to deliver oxygen, because all these little erythrocytes in our body, these are healthy, round and nice, they deliver oxygen to our brain and organs, which is vital for our brain thinking, mental capacity, from nervous system, and from our health in every single organ we live. Water, oxygen is the primary ones. Have you looked, these are already damaged cells. These are already radicals, damaged cells. You can also see some parasite going on, some fungi, and some, and what happens when blood is really thick? Then immune cells, which should be bigger size, when people don't drink enough water, you can see they reduce in a size. A white immune cell should be bigger. They circulate, they go between these erythrocytes, finding infection pathogens and eat them, digest them, divide them. But if people drink less water, that process slows down. Immune cells can't get through the erythrocytes, blood cells, and also heart feeling that process and blood is really thick and really slow. It starts raising pressure. We put massive pressure on our heart as well. Also, oxygen is vital to deliver our nutrients to cells. So these are deficiencies and other things coming in. And also, we're not cleaning out toxins, so it's massive toxin buildup grows in our body. So with plasma volume decrease, blood viscosity increases, heart workload increases, which I already explained. Kidney filtration decreases because there is no fluid to wash it out. It all stays there. You know, we instead of nice clean river, become like a bog, standing, smelly. Imagine river flowing in, flowing out, or bog. Or we become like this smelly, stinky bog. And also toxin elimination slows down. So none of the pills will help you if you do not drink enough water. And why exactly water? Lots of people ask me, so why do we need water? Why do we start with water? Why can't start with the juice? Why can't start with this? And soup is good, and vegetables and so on. Clean water is absorbed directly and quickly without needing digestion. It goes straight through our stomach. Stomach got like a gateway underneath there. When water goes through an empty stomach, it's just it's open, water goes through, and water absorbs from our into bloodstream from our gut. Coffee, tea, juices, and other drinks contain other substances. Caffeine, sugar, salt, acids require extra fluids to process and eliminate, and that's already is classified as a food, actually, guys. Therefore, the recommendation, liter and a half, it's a minimum, applies to clean and still water. Pardon? Okay. So even better if it's structured, mineralized, and mineralized, enriched with oxidants, water, like we're talking about coral mine, who helps toxic process going on, clean our toxins. Plain water does not do it as effectively as coral mine bioavailable with minerals water. It absorbs toxicity and gets it out, because coral mine is the best sorbent in a world. And also it gives your body these 70 minerals and nutrients, which it absorbs on a sea level from all these sea microorganisms dead. And it's actually similar also to our bone structure, and it's really nicely benefits our bone health, our acid alkaline balance, which also depends on mineral salt water balance. So it's really, really good. How to calculate the right amount of water for yourself? On average, we normally calculate 30 to 40 milliliters of water per kilogram body weight per day. For example, if a person weighs about 70 kilos, it needs up to between 2 and 2.5 liters of water a day. Okay, it seems like a big amount, but normally what I do, split it. Biggest amount you drink in the morning before food, and alkaline water bioavailable needs to be always on empty stomach. And also the second half of the day, when you feel you're getting hungry, ready for meal, drink water before it. And then you will be in 15 minutes ready for meal. While you're cooking meal, you can drink your water. For those who are overweight, and we got recommendations also in our projects and challenges, for example, 100 kilos plus or 220 pounds plus, this amount can be slightly less and different because fat tissue contains less water and it's not an active water consumer, okay? And at that point, we also got certain guidance and calculation. I'm not going to go into it today, how to calculate water. Why do some people need more water? It depends, like I said, on your physical activity and depends of your weather conditions, how much you sweat through the day. For example, living in Mediterranean, which is actually waters are vital, okay, and not from a tap waters. If you want to go back to tap waters, please look my webinar about anti-parasite cleanse, why it's needed nowadays. And there is a little video what's going on and why it's dangerous to drink tap waters. And during, for example, illnesses, fever, diarrhea, water needs raises sharply because with all these illnesses, body is in that condition where it's overpowered by toxins and needs to flush it all out. So it needs more water intake. And every doctor will tell you when you got illness, drink more water. Normal doctor. Larger body mass, greater circulation, more plasma. Okay, and the last one in conclusion, to conclude this short video about the water intake, why it is important, at least half a liter a day, liter and half a day, daily on daily basis is for your entire body functions to depend it. Why? Because it helps to maintain optimal body blood plasma volumes. So all these erythrocytes, they are healthy, they're running around, they are circles, they deliver the oxygen, everything is healthy, blood conditions is improves, ensures detoxification to your liver, kidneys, pee, poo, lymphatic system, breathing, we sweating out, okay? Don't clodge with deodorants, let it sweat it out. And without enough water, the body, what happens with the body? Enters to survival mode. Like I said, we should be, if you look in the nature, we should be like a river. Clean flows in, dirty flows out, right? And this is how nature teaches us. This is a normal circulation in a body. One goes in, one goes out. And this is, it ensures you being healthy, your body's healthy, functioning. However, if something goes in, but not enough goes in, what happens with our cells? Our cells clog up, close it, our doors, our membrane, and say, oh, I haven't got enough water, I'm not getting anything out. And all this metabolic waste product needs to come out. It's not only on a body scale, we drink and pee, eat and poo. The same system and the same thing happens within our cells. It gets clean when water comes in, absorbs. He gets these metabolic waste products and toxins come out. And that's how they function, healthy cells, because as we know from microbiology, healthy cell going to produce two healthy cells. And we, with drinking less water, we actually slow down regeneration processes, we slow down healing processes, we slow down all, we actually subconsciously or consciously damaging our body, because we're slowing down cleansing, we're slowing down metabolism, we're slowing down energy production, because our cells got a mitochondria station, which all needs fluids. Lymphatic system needs fluids, intracellular liquid needs fluid, blood needs fluid, organs contain fluid. Our brain, 90% of our brain is phospholipids and water, and all these systems actually do it. So that's why in this short webinar, I wanted to ensure you make sure that when you wake up in the morning, your first thing grab is a clean, natural, bioavailable, structured water. You drink it slowly and hurriedly while you do your exercise, while you do your walk morning, while you do your morning routine, and only then comes in your food and other drinks, because your body needs it. So thank you very much for listening, and bye.